Dear Diary. Well, actually, I'm really bad at making decisions. I know I said not to trust the murder bot, but he is the strongest of the group. Marl is kind of a deadweight, but she also heals, so... Luca, you stay here. I'll be back for you. And in the meantime, hopefully, Mr. Bowler Hat doesn't have frisky fingers. Before we left the end of time, we popped into the room to the right, and a little gremlin told us he was the god of war, and made us walk 3 circles around the room before granting us magical powers. Did anyone hit their head on the way here? Because what the fuck? Actually, scratch that. I'm not gonna complain, because having magical powers is awesome! Sucks for you nuts. Should've been a real person, not a janky tin can full of screws. You don't get no magic. With our newly learned magic skills untrained and loose, we were ready to wreak havoc on the timeline. We were advised to go back to our own present time, so we jumped into the light marked 1000 AD Medina Village. I don't remember our village being called Medina, but then again, I don't really pay attention to shit. But when we burst through a wardrobe and surprised a couple of monsters trying to have a nice family dinner, I knew we weren't in the right place. Unless you guys are having sloppy joes, then holy fuck, grab a fork, we are in the right place. No, Medina Village was a shitty monster town where humans were turned away from inns, markets, and just general conversations. We don't take too kindly to your kind around here. This prejudice was further understood by the meeting in the town square. Everyone was dancing and chanting around a statue of their Lord and Savior Magus. Magus was the leader of the Mystics, which is a fancy name for monsters. Oh, y'all are cute trying to change your names like that. The Mystics waged war against the humans 400 years ago, but unfortunately for them, they lost the war. But they still clung to the hope that the Mystics will rise again. Please, stop. It's embarrassing. One positive thing that came out of arriving in this pissant town was learning that Magus actually created Lavos 400 years ago, but Lavos was just chilling underground, biding his time until he could spring forth and fuck the human race into submission. Looks like we're visiting Queen Leni again. But before we could leave, we had to deal with a little Heckran problem. The Heckran was a big dumb monster that lived in a cave just north of town, and wanted to eat all the people. Unfortunately, only magic would work against it, so I had to take a trip back to the end of time and trade nuts for Luca. It's your lucky day, Luca. You won't rot in the void after all. Alright, gang. It's a great day to go spelunking, and with our powers of lightning, water, and fire combined, we have the ability to trespass and murder things. And they're not people, so they don't matter. It's a victimless crime. Actually, it was a good thing we dealt with the Heckran. He was large and had some massive claws that were for sure gonna cause some damage. The most alarming part was after we killed him, we found a vortex that was essentially in his frickin' bedroom that led right outside our village. Yeah, he was definitely up to no good. We didn't even stop to explain my absence to my mom. We shot back up to the fair and jumped into the portal that started it all. It was time to return to 600 AD and hopefully stop Magus in the act before he could create Lavos. Until next time, Diary, your friend, Brittany Saturn.